my physical copy of the APS News Announcement 2018 Nobel Prize in Physics. Today is Thursday, 9 January 2025, and here I, Tanis Leonhardi, she, her, hers of Seattle, show my physical copy of the APS News Announcement for the 2018 Nobel Prize in Physics. I was a subscriber to the publication published by the American Physical Society at the time and received this November 2018 volume 27 number 10 edition in my mail. Yes, so there were a number of different science / mathematics there's a mix of both, kind of, for some of the different societies I was part of. And so this is what American Physical Society, this is what it looks like. So I received this in the mail. So I've mentioned her on this channel before, Tanis Coralee. She was one of the recipients. And so it was very cool because this is actually how I found out that this was like the official announcement that I saw that she won a Nobel Prize. And it was a very cool thing because she was woman number 3 to win a Nobel Prize in Physics, and the previous one before her won 55 years earlier. So it was like, how cool to be doing research in physics and to actually receive a physical announcement like through the American Physical Society at the time, because I am in the research area. So at this point in time I was a PhD candidate in geophysics at the University of California, Berkeley. And so I was like, how cool to actually receive this in my mail, right? That it's addressed to Tanis Leonhardi. I'm not going to show my address, but it is on the publication. So it's okay. I know it's my copy. You can do let's do it without the address. Yeah, well, no, because that has my ID number on it, so no. Yeah, sorry. It does have my name on it though. So I know it's my copy because it's in print, Tanis Leonhardi, on the same page as the announcement. And so I thought it was very cool. It was fun. And so the guy who won, what, 50%? The Arthur Ashton guy was industry. So he was of Bell Laboratories, which was pretty cool. And then this middle guy, Gerard Moreau, was of France. And then Tanis Coralee of Canada. And then, do you guys want to see the back page? So that's the front page. Back page. The back page is about the women who have won, at that point had won the Nobel Prize in Physics, which was just 3. So there's Marie Curie, whose husband I'm in love with, Pierre Curie. He had a young a fascination and an obsession with frogs, like I did, much like a century later though, and I have a frog tattoo. So yeah, that was Pierre Curie, and he and her won along with Becquerel, and then Maria Goeppert-Mayer. So that was 1903, Marie Curie. 1963, Maria Goeppert-Mayer. I think she was what? So Marie Curie was born in Poland and then lived in France. She was, I think, born in, was it Germany, and then moved to the United States of America. And Tanis Coralee is of Canada. So I'm going from memory, so I didn't look this up. Yeah. So, and I think she won with her advisor, her PhD advisor, if I'm recalling correctly. And so she was 1963. So so Marie Curie won. Then 60 years later, woman number 2. 55 years later, woman number 3. So, and Marie Curie was so far ahead. She did what no man to date has ever done, and she won without the right to vote in any of her countries of affiliation. And she won 2 Nobel Prizes, one in physics and one in chemistry, in less than a decade. So, yeah. But I wanted more Nobel Prizes for women in physics. That's the title of the article. And I was like, it's cool I thought I was in seeing this, I thought I was like, it's cool and it's scary, but it's like, it's kind of cool in its own way, because you can see, so the good and the bad, so to speak, in the thing of, it's good, it gets a whole page, but that's like the bad is there's 3, and there's like a bit of a waiting period. Since Donna Strickland, I think there's been 2 more women, so it's much higher frequency now, so to speak, than in the past. But it was a positive takeaway of there only being 3 in the Nobel Prize was initially awarded in 1901, so in 117 years, 3 women. Like, positive takeaway there is they can actually do an article like this for the entire back page of this publication, and 100% of the female recipients have space and time and coverage. So I was like, that's actually pretty cool in its own way. At least that's what I thought. I was like, that's a pretty big positive takeaway, because men are so common, right? In STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, that it's kind of like, they don't get that. Right? There's hundreds and hundreds to just 3 women. And then it tells a little bit about each of them. So like they each get their own section kind of thing. And plus, but it's given additional context and thought. So this middle one, the Maria one, is interesting. It says that it points out that so there's a nomination process for winning a Nobel Prize, and she was nominated. Guess how many times before she actually won the prize? The number 2, the second woman. How many times? Okay, maybe like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. She was nominated 27 times before she won. And so, as a reminder, the Nobel Prize is not gender stratified or gender isolated, like here's a man's prize and a woman's prize. No, they're evaluated as equals and have always been. And so, yeah, she had to fight for it, and she got it. 27 nominations, though. Yeah. A little, in addition to the, like, waiting period between women, there has also been they each have been evaluated as individuals, and so their own individual and their own research has been assessed. And so there's also it's not like with a man where they can kind of just hide or freeload, so to speak, on this area has a bunch of notability. So like me working in this area, I kind of like, it's easier for me to get a Nobel Prize than a woman, because all I have to do is kind of like hide in the research area, versus with a woman, there's like, we're gonna be super stickler on you, right? So then there's a whole lot more oomph to just getting the person through, because they're evaluated both like as a person and for their research area and their contribution. So it's like a triple standard. 3 women, kind of thing. So I was a thing. So that's it was a pretty good, but it was this is one of those publications where I actually was like, I actually went back and researched, in addition to reading it, went back and researched each of the people, and I was just like, it was one of, and it's because of, and so this was a cool one, it's because of this publication that I received in my mailbox, addressed to me, it has my name in print on the same page as Donna Strickland, even though it's just like who it's going to and who got it. But it was like, it shows that the Nobel Prizes are equal, even though Marie Curie won first, because the reason I went back and found out and like put together the Marie Curie did not have the right to vote was because she won, and because she was a woman, and because I received this publication, right? It was, and because I am a she, her, hers, because I am a woman, and because I was a researcher in physics, a PhD candidate in geophysics, right? So you can say any person, individual who's won a Nobel Prize is greater than the rest, but I was like, and this is a perfect example of, you can hold somebody as an idol from the past, but the reason I go back and I put all the pieces together in my own story is her, and there's actually a case for her, Donna Strickland, being better than any of the ones before. All right, so there we go. That's my take, and a little bit of history about my personal copy with my own name in print on the physical copy of the APS News Announcement 2018 Nobel Prize in Physics.